Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. In this video, I am going to show you the Windows 11 screensavers and backgrounds you could choose from. Now I know when I first set it up, I did a brief overview of it, but this is the screensavers that you can get. So first of all, what you want to do, just like in any other Windows operating system, you want to right click, show more options. We are going to go to Personalize. Alright, so this is all the stuff that you can do. These are all the stock themes, which means that came with there. So I can change colors if I want. So these are the recent colors. I could do the transparency effect. I could change we could change color of that. There we go. So what this light you see on here, that is the default theme. Now when you saw it on my HP gaming machine, it was in dark mode. I could swap that, and I'll show you that. And there we go. Then it comes up, so you have light mode and you have dark mode, which shows up better on camera. So I'm going to leave it on dark mode. And I can manually make colors, and which means I could do custom colors. It's like when you go to Home Depot or Lowe's and create custom paint colors, I could do the same thing on my Windows installation. So we're going to view colors. So this looks like, if you ever use Photoshop, you'll see something like this. So here's what I want to do. I want to make the darkest blue I can get. So that is a preview. I want it as blue as I can get. Blue is my favorite color, that's why I'm doing that. And I'm going to click done. So when I open something up, it should show up as that. Oh, you can see it down there. That number 1 is in purple. So this is showing up as the default, but you could do custom stuff, as I was just showing. So we can go to, we'll go back. So these are all the default themes. With the backgrounds, you could do photos and stuff like that. So what you would do here is you would go here, and these are your backgrounds. These are the default backgrounds. So what you would do is you would go down to browse photos, and what you would do is select a file, and then what would happen is that would become your background. They call it a background now, but in older versions of Windows it was called a wallpaper. So to show you how this works, I'm just going to grab a generic image off of Google. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that image as my background, but I'm going to use a generic image, so that way there is no issue with certain things. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a picture of water. So that way it's very, very generic, and then this way nobody would get upset about the image. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to do water. Go to Image. Left click, drop the image onto the desktop itself. So what we're going to do is we're going to close this out. Go back here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go browse photos. And a window's going to pop up just like when you save, when you download, and certain things like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click desktop and download it. And I'm going to click choose picture. Now it's very, very fuzzy, but that's okay with me. So this is now my background. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill. I could fit. So it's going to be like that, which is okay. This is just a demonstration. So all right, so if we go back here, I'm going to search and I'm going to type screen. Yes, there are other options to use to get to that point. I just like to take the most simplest route. So, looking at the screen, default, I notice this with Windows 7, 8, 10, and obviously 11, that there is no default screensaver. Now, if you buy a pre-built, which is the ones you go to Best Buy and get, sometimes they'll have a default screensaver depending on the manufacturer. Okay, so what we're going to do is, just so you know, that on 10 it's going to have the same amount of screensavers. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to do 3D text and we're going to preview it. It just says Windows. Now here's the cool thing about this. I could make this say anything I want, and I do mean anything, but for this I am going to change it to something that is professional. Alright, so we go to settings, custom text. And this one will have custom text. So what I'm going to do is there we go. So what we're going to do is we're going to click OK. We're going to preview. So it's spinning. So what I can do is I could have it do the seesaw. Wobble. There we go. So I can have it do this. Now, but be careful with that because I set something up on somebody's computer one time other than the spinning around and they got dizzy when they saw it. So just be careful of that. So I can change the resolution. I'm going to change it to high. I am not going to do the speed very high because you will get dizzy looking at that and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to change it back to spin. Click OK. and it looks like polished metal. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go to Bubbles. This one normally doesn't, but you want to check anyway. Mystify. We're going to preview this. I do believe that this one was on Windows 7. I do believe. So we're going to go to Settings. Okay, that does not have settings as well. Photos, but I don't have any photos. Ribbons. This is actually really cool because the lights kind of intercept. And there's an old movie called Tron, and this is what it reminds me of. So we're going to go to Settings. Alright, no settings there. And you can download third-party screensavers from a site, and you can add them if you need to. Here's the cool thing about a lock screen. Now, that might sound very, very familiar to you, excuse me. Because when you pick up your phone and you have it password protected and you see the numbers, that is your lock screen. On this, they called it a lock screen as well. So I could have an image, 2 different images, in the background. So what you do is you go to your lock screen option. I could personalize my lock screen. So what I'm going to do, I could do picture or slideshow. I'm going to do picture for the sake of this video. Alright, so I could have this one as my lock screen photo. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that one.